big in their victory over Manhattan on Friday.
Back in the lineup today for the Golden Griffins with Jameer Moultrie and Xavier Long, Taj Stavesky the guards. It's Bryce Akpo in the center circle for Canisius, Corey Washington for St. Peter's, and the tip-off goes out of play. It'll be the Golden Griffins to keep it.
Yeah, Akpo heard you say his name, so he tried to tip it over here to you, Dom.
Now the St. Peter's lineup, Latrell Reed, Brent Bland, Isaiah Dasher, and Alex Rivera the guards, and Washington the lone big. We expect to see a lot of perimeter play in this game. Not exactly big lineups, but great guards.
Well, you know what? It seems like Coach Mason is trying to get some scoring. You know, they have a propensity to have them scoring droughts, and he's looking to try to up that production this afternoon.
Now, Canisius fresh off its first MAC win of this season Friday, trying to get a good start here, but the up and under won't go for Gadsden.
I tell you, he's an athletic big. He's really coming in.
And there is Bashir Mason, the first-year skipper of the Peacocks, as Darryl mentioned, tooled with the starting lineup today, coming off back-to-back losses, but against the top two MAC teams in Iona and Siena. Not easy to play in those places.
Not at all, not easy to play. But again, he's trying to find some offense, so that's why he probably started these four guards. As you see, Latrell Reed is one of the best rebounders in the MAC from the guard position. As you can see, he paid dividends right there.
And so a fresh shot clock here for the Peacocks. Reed, the do-it-all guard. And a touch for Dasher.
And I'll tell you, the Golden Griffins coming off a very impressive win over Manhattan, their first conference win.
And Reed, tough angle there, and he gets it from the baseline to open the seal.
And I tell you, I really like Mason really starting him. He gets after it not only offensively and defensively. He plays extremely hard, and he's coming into his own as a scorer.
St. Peter's feasts off turnovers, and you see them show a little full court press right there. Have not forced a lot of turnovers in this little skid that they're on and trying to change that.
Oh, man, you tried to get me to go on them down dimes already, but I ain't going to talk about them right now. We'll save them after the first segment, but you're spot on. You're spot on, Dom.
Our keys coming up in a minute. Gadsden on the back down. Late in the timer finds Xavier Long, and Canisius now on the board.
I tell you, he's another guy that had a great game Friday. He was their second leading scorer with 14 points against Manhattan, and they win.
Snapped a 9-game losing streak with that victory over the Jaspers. First road victory of the season, too, for Canisius, and trying to make it a perfect road weekend in the New York City area.
Yeah, they've been road warriors the whole lot of part of the first half of the season. So, you know, they're going to gain a lot of experience. If they can steal some on the road, particularly in conference play, getting their first one. And as I mentioned, Dom, this is a very pivotal game in the standings for both teams.
2 to shoot. And it's a shot clock violation. St. Peter's looked a little lost on that possession with regards to the timer.
And you are absolutely spot on with that, Don. Very uncharacteristic. And I mentioned about them having scoring droughts. And the reason why Bashir Mason probably started this lineup is to get some scorers in there. Not only that, he got Washington. Washington is shooting over 76% from the floor this year, one of the top in the MAC. So he's got some three-point shooters in there. Reed, Bland, and Rivera, who can really stroke the basketball.
Canisius, one of the top scoring teams in the MAC, averaging more than 70 points a game. St. Peter's, bottom of the conference in scoring, but it's a slow scoring start for both sides.
Well, this is going to be the tale of styles. As you mentioned, Dom, St. Peter's is next to last or last in the MAC in 3 scoring categories, where the Golden Griffins on the defensive side of the ball is last in a lot of categories.
And no room to operate for Xavier Long, and Bland ahead in the front court. St. Peter's team with the veteran guards, but very young bigs. Mentioned Washington, just a freshman. A true freshman at that. Alex Rivera, step back 3, that's good. He'll call it a 2 on the court and they'll review it. But it's the first 2 for Alex Rivera, who's had some big buckets in this gym.
You know what, he's been inconsistent this year a little bit, but it's good to see that first one go down for him, and that's what they need.
And Bashir Mason's ready. 5 subs for St. Peter's as the deep 3 falls for Taj Stavesky, redshirt freshman who's on a new level this year.
Well, they lead the MAC in three-pointers made per game, Dom, at close to 10 per ball game. And they have 3 guys in the top 10 and making three-pointers per game. So Peacock's going to be very conscious of guarding that three-point line against the Golden Griffins.
Reed trying to shake Stavesky, can't. And now it's Rivera way out top. Here's Bland on the penetration. And it's off the side of the rim, but Long loses it out of play. And St. Peter's, with their hockey swap, will have a new lineup and the ball when we come back. Cold start for both offenses, and I don't think Bashir Mason would have had it any other way because they've gotten a lot of that so far. Canisius 5, St. Peter's on review, 5 points as well. We take a look at our Daryl Dimes today. Daryl, dime me up.
Oh, I'm going to dime you up. For Canisius, they must defensive rebound. The Peacocks, they must keep them off the offensive glass. They're first in the MAC and fourth nationally. They got to defend. The Golden Griffins are last in the MAC in points allowed and defensive field goal percentage, and they got to value the basketball, Dom. They're averaging close to 15 a game, third in the MAC. On the other side of the ledger, Peacocks must get offensive. You know they have a propensity to go into the scoring droughts. They got to get some transition basket. Second chance, meaning they got to crash the offensive glass, create some second chance opportunities, and have to paint. They got to drive the ball in the paint to score and create some scoring opportunities.
The energy permeating from Daryl Jacobs today. I love it.
We love it here.
Bashir Mason hoping he gets some good energy from this lineup. It's a fresh group, new 5 on the floor. And Jalen Murray, one of the top figures from last year's Elite 8 team, number 5, runs the offense.
And one of the top three-point shooters and assist men in the conference.
Here's Jaden Sadler, transfer from Southern University, and he strokes it in.
Yeah, he's bringing that SWAT game here. Nice mid-range jump shot by Sadler in the lane.
So before we went to break, Alex Rivera hit what was called a 2 on the court. They reviewed it, called a 3, and that's why the Peacocks have the 2-point advantage as it's thrown away.
And as I mentioned, this game is very pivotal in the standings because if the Golden Griffins won, they move ahead of the Peacocks in the standings.
There's Muhammad So, the freshman forward, flying in.
And we mentioned those offensive rebounds, Dom, those second chances. Let's see if they can cash in here.
Kyle Cardesi, he's the sharpshooter, but attacking the rim and unsuccessful there. Oh, and a tangle up as the team's trying to go across the court. It was So who got knotted up with Long as the 3 is good for Jameer Moultrie.
And that's what they do best. As I mentioned, Dom, they lead the MAC in three-pointers made per game at close to 10. So the Peacocks going to really, really have to get back in transition and guard that three-point line.
And Canisius pressing high on Murray as they get it to Sadler. Another late shot clock for St. Peter's. Murray beats the first defender. Cardesi has to hoist and can't connect. But offensive rebound, Cam Young had it for a moment and then gets fouled.
I tell you, that's what they're going to have to do. If you can't score on the first chance, you got to get those second chance, meaning you got to get to the offensive glass.
Taking a look at Canisius head coach Reggie Witherspoon in his 7th season, and doesn't have to be 7, could be 70 years. Never seen a run like as you mentioned earlier. 11 straight road games for these Canisius Road Warriors. It's been 7 weeks since they played a home game.
And I'll tell you, they got a great road win at Manhattan on Friday. And it seems that they want to come in. This is always a tough place to play for them. But Coach Witherspoon feels his team is coming into their own.
Young got blocked but saved it. Another chance for St. Peter's.
Another offensive rebound. Let's see if they can cash in on these second chances.
Yako Fritz defending Jaden Sadler, who can't connect, is halfway down.
I tell you, St. Peter's are doing what they have to do. Get those second chance points. Get to the offensive glass.
Steveski on the drive gets bumped, and he'll shoot free throws.
And that's a nice drive by Steveski. He knocked down the three-pointer earlier. It came out on that time. He put it on the deck, so he's showing some versatility in this game.
And so the first free throws of the afternoon come from the redshirt freshman from Sandusky, Ohio. Canisius' second leading scorer at 11.5 points a game and 79% from the free throw line.
I tell you, as a team, they shoot 71% from the foul line, which is not bad. Anytime you want to shoot as a team, you shoot 75% above. So right now, shooting 71% at 7th in the MAC, that's not bad.
No, and against the St. Peter's team that commits a lot of fouls, the second most in the country, you know you're going to get a lot of free throws when you play St. Peter's.
And not only that, St. Peter's is at a deficit, and that's one of the reasons why teams are shooting more free throws against them. As you can see, Cardesi raised up.
A couple of good looks for St. Peter's from distance and have not paid off so far as So is called for the over the back.
That's a good job by the Golden Griffins, keeping them off the offensive glass. Negate no second chance opportunity. As you can see, Corey Washington checks back in.
Well, you may get some free throws when you play St. Peter's, but you know you're going to collect some bumps and bruises along the way, too, and right back into the full court press. Trying to get some offense out of this.
Oh, no doubt. When you come here in Jersey City, you're going to have to bring your hard hat and lunch pail. This is no part-time work here.
And it's Jameer Moultrie who operates the Golden Griffins offense.
So they're very efficient on offense, as you mentioned, Dom.
Gadsden blocked from behind by Young. On the follow, Fritz got hit hard.
Great block by Young. And the Golden Griffins, Dom, just to talk about them on the defensive side of the basketball. Offensive side of the basketball, they seem to be very efficient, but they're 11th last in the MAC in scoring defense. 3-point field goal percentage, as you can see. Good block by Young right there. Good follow by the big fella. Fitz is at the foul line. As I mentioned, Dom, they're 11th in 3 different categories, last in the conference, scoring defense, 3-point field goal percentage defense, and field goal percentage defense. But on the other side of the ledger, they actually first in the MAC in 3-pointers made per game and 4th in scoring.
Yeah, average nearly 10 makes from distance every game. And so St. Peter's will have to defend the 3-point line all day.
They're going to have to be very conscious of those shooters for sure.
Young wide right, and it's one and done for St. Peter's as Gadsden back in the game has the rebound. I think he's happy to be home in the New York City area. Had the career-high game on Friday. Looking for an encore performance with more than 24 members of his family and friends in attendance today.
I believe it's more than that.
Dinkins can't hit on the layup. And then fight for the rebound. There is the animosity. Akpo tangled up with Washington.
Nah, that's not animosity. That's what you call getting after a little bit. Both teams is a very pivotal game for you. You can see the battle inside right there, tying each other up. And what you always want to do as a coach, you always tell your guys to come out with the basketball to send a message. Nice curl cut, good pass.
Gadsden left open, but can't hit the 3.
That's a nice series of offense for the Golden Griffins right there.
Dasher back on the floor. And Reed will settle the St. Peter's offense, which has gone cold over the last few minutes.
Yeah, they got to get those paint touches, as I mentioned.
That foul's going to be on Gadsden. He bumped Dasher from behind.
As my friend Walt Frazier might say, he got overzealous right there on the defensive end a little bit.
A bit of overzealousness.
As you see the crowd. Look at the future Peacocks. Women basketball.
So second foul against Canisius, already 4 against St. Peter's as a unit. Sadler comes off the screen and knocks it down.
Once he gets to that nail area, which we call the foul line area, he's able to knock that shot down. That's his sweet spot, Dom.
Now Sadler in his 5th game back from injury now after missing a few. And he's got the Peacocks' early team high of 4 points. Moultrie hiding behind the Fritz screen, and now Young knocks it away. Here comes Cammy Young for a one-hand stop.
As they say, bang, bang. Good defensive play. Right arm out there in the passing lane, deflected it, able to come down and get the dunk, and the crowd is going crazy in here right now for the Peacocks.
And Reed called for the whistle. All it takes is one takeaway from St. Peter's on the defensive end to get this crowd going, Darryl.
Yes, it does, and we're going to continue to come back here right now. The Peacocks are down 1 to the Golden Griffin, as you can see Young here on the dunk.
I came across
the 3-point line. Need to work on that still.
Yes, Stefesky knocking down a 3 right there. As you see, Moultrie knocking down another 3. Peacocks got to be very conscious. As you see, Reed knocking down the first shot of the game along the baseline right there. Again, good pass, good defensive play right there. Right hand in the passing lane, and he knocks it down, hammering home by Young.
Well, it's the high-energy plays that seem to get this St. Peter's crew under Bashir Mason going. And we'll see coming out of this break if that Cam Young dunk does that. Because they love to play physical and they play at a high tempo.
Not only that, right now the defense is going to have to dictate offense. On the offensive end, they're struggling this year, as we mentioned. score the basketball. So the best way to create you some scoring opportunities is come up with the basketball, getting steals, getting out in transition as well as Don, getting those, as we say, get those first chance points and your fast break opportunities.
This is the St. Peter's team that returned less than a quarter of its minutes from last year's Elite Eight Cinderella squad, but they have a similar swagger and style about it.
Yeah, as we mentioned, really the coaching style hasn't changed. Bashir Mason is similar to Shadeen Holloway. They see Moultrie launches a three right there.
Second chance for Canisius. Despite all their three-point shooting, good on the offensive glass.
Yeah, they're doing good. As you mentioned, Dom, St. Peter's is number 1 in the MAC, but the Golden Griffins are number 2 in the MAC in offensive rebounding, so the Peacocks going to have to keep them off the glass as well.
There's George Maslennikov, first time on the court, and he knocks it down.
Maslennikov able to catch the shot around the foul line area, able to knock it down. They left him open, so he's proven he can hit that shot, so they're going to have to step up on it.
Maslennikov, a fifth-year senior on a pretty veteran Canisius team that's looking to make a run this year after a couple down seasons. Dasher, haven't seen much from him so far as he gets hit.
They're doing a real good job trying to keep the Peacocks out of the lane right now. Every time the Peacocks score in the lane, they're making a conscious effort to cover. Watch the drive right here. He gets fouled, but you can see a couple of guys there walling up, trying to create those opportunities to make them less for the Peacocks.
So it's the third team foul against Canisius. Isaiah Dasher scoreless so far through more than 9 minutes. Mentioned his scoring average on the season, 14 a game. In MAC play, it's nearly 18 a contest. And while Dasher is going to get a chance, they'll call this a shooting foul, so they'll get 2 here.
And good job by the officials, because it looked like he was attempting to shoot the basketball.
And so there is the first shot for the super senior from Jersey City, who has led the Peacocks in scoring each of the last 3 games. Indispensable.
Very indispensable. As I mentioned, he's been the most consistent offensive player. And they're going to need other guys to step up. And he's 10th in the MAC in free throw shooting. So he's the right guy you want at the foul line in any situation.
Got them both. St. Peter's back to a 1-point deficit as Staveski does well to save that. That's stuck in the corner over there.
And those Darryl dimes are going to come into play, as I mentioned. Golden Griffins is going to have to take care of the basketball. And the Peacocks are going to have to create some turnovers and try to get more shot attempts at the basket.
A cleaner catch this time for Staveski. And now it's Dasher who knocks it away, but back on the ball.
That's what you
for
want to do.
Canisius.
That's
Downstairs
what you want to do
Fritz.
is try to get in the passing lane. But unfortunately, when Dasher went for the steal, he made it a 4-on-5, and the Golden Griffins took advantage of it, Dom.
And well done by Devin Williams, who we don't see a ton in MAC play, but getting some run here and did well to keep the possession alive for the Griffs.
The Golden Griffins are doing a very good job forcing the Peacocks to play instead of going north and south, making them go east and west.
Dasher no on the spot up. The three-point shooting not really St. Peter's game. 30%, 10th in the conference as Maslennikov gets fouled.
That's a nice spin move by Maslennikov to go baseline. He caught the Depo trying to lean on him a little bit, and he felt the weight and spin off him. That's a good move by the big fella. As you can look at Coach Witherspoon in the 7th year with the Golden Griffins.
The change at the forward spot as Thomas Toot, true freshman, checks in. And then Gopo goes out. Oh, good backdoor cut. And Jaco Fritz was wide open.
And I tell you, they're getting a lot of points in the paint, Dom, right now, the Golden Griffins. You know, they're scoring from inside, they're scoring from the outside. And that's a defensive lap right there by the Peacocks.
St. Peter's shooting just 31% to this point. Dasher can't fit it to Toot, and again, shot clock winding down.
And they're making them play far away from the basket. Tough shot right there by Reed.
And rebound for Staveski. Wants to run. Off the dribble drives, and free throws coming up for Williams.
I'll tell you, the Golden Griffins are doing a very good job, Dom, of dictating tempo and the style of play in which they want to play. They're doing a very good job on the defensive end, but at the same time, the Peacocks come in as a struggling team on the offensive end, and it doesn't help that the Golden Griffins are playing great basketball. You see him take it to the basket right there and get fouled.
And they'll put that on Cam Young, the Bowling Green transfer. So he's going to stay in the game here. Although, looks like Corey Washington's waiting to check in.
This lefty Devin Williams has been doing a good job as well for the Golden Griffins, according to Coach Witherspoon.
And the first one is good.
St. Peter's is wholesale substitution. Rasheed Mason is trying to find the combination that could give us some consistent play on both sides of the basketball.
A 3-11 team had that 9-game losing streak. They'll get to play at home next weekend, and at least trying to salvage one more road victory out of this program-long 7 weeks away from Buffalo. There's Sadler back in the game for Reed, and Washington mentioned in for Young. Good ice on the ball screen. Dasher forced way out top.
Oh, man, the ice on the ball screen is making them go east and west. He got fouled right there. Good job by Murray, able to draw the foul. Anytime you get that mismatch, John, you want to try to go around the big guy because you're hoping they have slower feet. And Murray is the type of guy who's quick enough to pick up those type of fouls.
The Canisius bigs, Fritz and Maslenikov, proved pretty tough to circumvent.
And that's true. He didn't square Murray off that time, get in front of him, and Murray's quick enough to change speeds and get around him and pick up the foul.
And Maslenikov goes to the bench with 2 personals. No points for the Peacocks in more than 2 minutes.
They got to get those paint touches as I mentioned. He got 5 on the shot clock down.
Murray, step back 3. It's short, but Toot on the offensive glass. Sadler pulls from distance and cans it.
I tell you, Sadler's really stepping up big this afternoon. As I mentioned, they want to get scoring anyway. He was able to knock down a 3-pointer.
Jaden Sadler has been buoying the Peacocks. He's got an early 7th lead, all scorers.
Last time, a couple times down the floor, the Peacocks have some defensive lapses, allowing the Golden Griffins to get the ball inside and score easy layups.
That's a tough look, and it won't fall for Trey Dinkins. Another scrap for a loose ball. The basketball, ankles, arms all tied up in there.
I'll tell you, I mentioned the Golden Griffins are second in the MAC in offensive rebounding.
We'll take a break. Lots of contact in this battle between the Peacocks and the Griffs.
A group comprised of 11 member institutions.
Working together to represent the voices of all student athletes.
At the campus conference.
Honoree at Southern University. Played under current St. Peter's assistant coach you see at the top of your screen a bit, Pete Cipriano, another Jersey City native. The transfer to Jersey City has been pretty seamless for Sadler.
That SWAC conference, as you know, Jackson State is in that conference. Deion Sanders just left there to go to Colorado. But what great basketball they play in the SWAC conference, as well as the MEAC conference.
Yeah. Some talented programs. Now here's Sadler's trying to give his Peacocks their 3rd MAC win, get them closer to 500 in league play. Give them their first win of 2023. Juju Murray off one hand, off one leg, floats it in.
Oh, that's tough right there. Those are the kind of shots he can make. He's a talented player, offensively on the side of the basket. As I mentioned, he's second in the MAC in three-point shooting and among the league leaders in assists.
Another guy like Sadler who missed a couple games last month with injury, and very happy to have him back as St. Peter's gets tagged for another foul. And Canisius in the bonus, so they'll get free throws.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Dom, they lead the nation in allowing teams to get to the foul line and fouling people because they aggressive play. So if they can limit that, as well as pick up their scoring output, it could be a drastic turn for them this season.
And it's Jameer Moultrie, the Kennesaw State transfer at the start. Yeah, if St. Peter's opponents were a team themselves, they would lead the country in free throw attempts per game. That's how many free throws St. Peter's is allowing at this point.
Yeah,
27 a game.
Yeah, they got to improve upon that by not fouling as much as they currently do. Coach Mason put an emphasis on that. But here's the telling stat in that category, Dom. They're minus 121s and made in the free throw shooting carry and minus 170 in attempts. That's a big deficit, and hopefully they can overcome that at some point in time during the season.
That's the trade-off with Peacocks playing so physically. So 2 at the stripe for Jameer Moultrie. He's got 4 points. And Canisius builds the lead back up to 3. Led for most of this first half. And a foul off the ball as Washington was battling down low with Long.
Yeah, Long didn't allow him to come across the floor. You cannot impede anybody's progress as they're moving, and Long did that to Washington.
So that's the second one against Long. He's been one of their top scorers and been the top rebounder on the team.
And here's a telling stat for the Golden Griffins on the offense. They're second in the MAC in assists per game at close to 15.
High scoring and good passing.
So as we mentioned, these are tale of 2 different teams on different sides of the basketball.
Murray wanted the clear out against the big and capitalizes over Fritz.
Yeah, that's that New York City in him. He saw the clear out, he saw the mismatch, he did the right thing to wave him off. He's able to stop and pull up on a dime and knock down the mid-range.
And the native of the Bronx, Juju Murray's got 4 points. 3 won't fall. Akpo on the follow, but lost it. Lob ahead for Murray. Saves it, but Fritz had it, and now Stavesky gets fouled.
That's unfortunate right there. Great lead pass up to Juju Murray. A little bit ahead of him. He was smart enough to jump out of bounds. Just couldn't save it to one of his teammates. And Stavesky comes up with the basketball and gets fouled.
As Isaiah Dasher doing his best week 18 in the NFL. Drop back right there. Ready to go for wild card weekend next week.
Yeah, he just didn't have a little touch on it. Try to let Murray run under, just let him a little bit long.
A foul, by the way, is on Thomas Toot, his first. And now 9 against St. Peter's, so Taj Stavesky is back at the stripe.
And this would be the Golden Griffin 9th and 10th free throw compared to the Peacocks only got 2 right now. And we talked a little bit about that. You don't want to have that big differentiation. You want to try to get to the foul line yourself and try to flip it a little bit.
Now one more coming here for Stavesky, who missed all of last year with foot surgery and healthy this year, playing like it.
I tell you, this is a very interesting game because the Peacocks comes in second in the MAC in three-point field goal percentage defense. And you have a prolific three-point shooting team who's number 1 in the MAC in three-pointer made in the Golden Griffins.
Only 2 of 6 so far is Canisius from behind the arc. Getting more points from the free throw line than the three-point line.
And every time the Peacocks go to ball screen action, the Golden Griffins are blitzing it, as we say, icing it as well.
Dasher cans it. It's a tough shot. St. Peter's has not had many easy shots in this half.
Yeah, that's not a tough shot from him. He was able to create separation, and that's his game, Dom. He's able to knock down that mid-range, create a separation along the baseline.
Well, maybe just for me, it's a tough shot. TJ Gadsden gets to the elbow, and he's got 2.
That's a nice-looking player right here. He's able to get to the foul line area, to the nail, coming off the ball screen. Nobody showed for the Peacocks. He's able to knock it down.
The first 2 points of the day for Gadsden after the career-high 16 2 days ago.
They're going to blitz the ball screen here, as you can see. Every time the Peacocks showed the ball screen, they're going to blitz the ball screen, or what we call icing as well.
From 3, Dasher got it.
He's stepping up big time. Another separation right there. You give anybody a chance to score the basketball with his capability, Dom. He was able to knock it down.
With the game tied, the St. Peter's faithful suitably in it.
Peacocks now forcing them. Good backdoor cut.
Gadsden, that's a hard take. He'll get some free throws out of the dunk attempt.
That's a nice pass. Nice backdoor cut by Gadsden. Able to get to the rim. And he tried to dunk the basketball. Watch, as you see, watch Dasher. Got some space here. Gadsden not up on him. Bang, bang. Able to knock down the 3 right there. He said, you don't respect me. You got to respect me. I'm home. You don't know I'm running for mayor here.
TJ Gadsden is back near home as well, and our officials are trying to keep the temperature of this game at a cooler level. You saw the physicality from the opening possessions.
It was a very pivotal game, Dom, in the standings, as I mentioned. The Golden Griffins got their first victory at Manhattan on Friday, and the Peacocks are coming in on a 2-game winning streak. Right now, the Peacocks are 9th at 2-4, and the Golden Griffins are 10th at 1-4. So if the Golden Griffins win this game, Dom, they'll move ahead of the Peacocks.
Starting to shake things out in the MAC standings. Less than 2 months away from Atlantic City in the MAC tournament, if you can believe it or not. And so teams trying to find their footing. So TJ Gadsden, as of a minute ago, had no points. Now he's got 4, and St. Peter's throws that away. Just miscommunication.
Not only that, Golden Griffins are 11 for 12 from the foul line compared to just 2 for 2 for the Peacocks, which is the difference in the ball game.
Moultrie probing and steered away.
Good defense by the Peacocks.
And there's Murray there. Back for Moultrie, the super senior, and got tangled up with Jalen Murray. More free throws for the Golden Griffins.
Murray bailed him out there, had the shot clock situation coming about. And Moultrie was able to draw the foul on Murray.
Now Canisius is in the double bonus now. Still 4 minutes to go in this first half, so a chance to stack this up a little bit.
Not only that, they're knocking down the free throws, as well. They get to the foul line, able to knock down the free throws. As you mentioned, Dom, Peacocks keep the opponent at the foul line a whole lot. So, as I mentioned, they're minus 121 in makes and a minus 170 in attempts.
Yeah.
That's a big deficit right there. So hopefully Peacocks can improve upon that, not putting teams on the foul line.
And meanwhile, Canisius is the team that goes to the free throw line least out of all MAC teams. And they've already passed their average so far with now 13 of 14 at the line. 93% a coach's dream.
And that's a good point, Dom. They go to the foul line least of anybody in the MAC conference already. They exceeded their amount of attempts per game thus far. We just in the first half.
So Jameer Moultrie's got 7 points. Taj Stavesky's got 7 points. And Canisius has a 4-point lead. Played at Manhattan Friday, got a win behind Gadsden, playing in Jersey City Sunday and looking for a clean sweep near the Big Apple. And Corey Washington tagged for a frustration foul on the rebounding action.
I tell you, they're making a very conscious effort to keep the Peacocks off their offensive glass. So the Peacocks are in pretty good shape right now. They just got to keep the Golden Griffins off the foul line, Dom. If they can do that, they give themselves a better chance of winning this ball game.
And it's Bryce Akpo at the line for free throw attempts, 15 and 16 for Canisius.
Compared to 2 attempts by the Peacocks. And right now, the Golden Griffins are 13 for 15 from the foul line.
That'll count. That'll certainly work.
Right now is the difference in the ball game.
Akpo missed both. So Canisius, for the first time today, can't cash in with the charity chances. Brett Bland back in the game, but long on a 3.
Every time Peacocks go to that ball screen series, they're blitzing the ball screen, which is forcing the Peacocks to go east and west and extend up even higher.
Can St. Peter's defense keep him in the game? Williams, that's a long 2, and the line drive is short.
That's good defense by Sadler.
Reed finds Bland for a second chance. And again, long on it. Now St. Peter's so far 3 of 11 from behind the arc. Williams on the dribble drive. In for Fritz. And Washington stayed straight up.
Great job by the freshman. Kept the rule of verticality up. Was able not to reach his arm, outstretched arm, come up with the basketball. As you can see Sadler get called for the offensive foul right there.
Lowering his shoulder a little bit. And Jaden Sadler, the latest to pick up his second foul.
I'll tell you, great defense by Washington right here, as you see on the replay. If any young player is watching, that's a great textbook way of playing inside defense when you're the primary on-the-ball defender. Not overextending your arms, getting your arms straight up in the air. And Fritz actually shot it into his outstretched arms.
Fritz had the height advantage in that instance, too. Moultrie.
Peacocks is in the 2-3 matchup zone.
Good look for Gadsden on the opposite side, but he can't connect.
As you mentioned, Tom, that was a great look by the Golden Griffins.
Jalen Murray insisting in, but Gadsden blocked him.
Good block by Gadsden. Murray just didn't get enough body contact either to negate Gadsden for going up. As you see, Stavetsky trying to go to the basket.
There's Moultrie, gains the baseline, and then Fritz travels.
And that's one of the things the Golden Griffins have been doing pretty good this afternoon, taking care of the basketball. That time the Peacocks forced the turnover.
And it's just Canisius' third turnover of the game. For St. Peter's side, they've only committed 4.
Yeah, both teams are taking care of the basketball, doing a real good job. Taking, as you see, Coach Witherspoon. As I mentioned in those Darryl dimes, Peacocks got to get offensive. They got to get those paint touches, and they have not been getting those paint touches. And give the Golden Griffins a lot of credit because they blitzing the ball screens.
St. Peter's hasn't scored in 3.5 minutes, but still a chance to make it a one-possession game. Around the horn for Murray, a catch-and-shoot 3 won't go, and the lid stays on the rim from distance.
Yeah, they're forcing the Peacocks to shoot the basketball from the outside.
Again, that's not St. Peter's game. It's Canisius's as the best three-point shooting team in the MAC, but not St. Peter's, 10th in the conference.
Peacocks trying to change it up a little bit, going to a 2-3 matchup.
There's Trey Dinkins back in for the Griffs.
Shot clock. Watch the shot clock here, Dom.
It's at 3. Dinkins fading away. It's long and a shot clock violation.
Good job by the Peacocks. That 2-3 zone, the last couple of times down, Bashir Mason went to it. Gave the Golden Griffins a lot of problems.
And the St. Peter's bench erupted after the shot clock violation.
Not only that, you get a chance to get two for one here in terms of the Peacocks are getting more shot attempts up if they use the clock than the Golden Griffins. The Golden Griffins only probably get one more attempt at the basket, but depends on what the Peacocks do here.
There's Murray against Dinkins. Again inside the paint. And feeds Reed. 8 to shoot. Bland. In for Reed, who may have gotten blocked.
Some great defensive rotation by the Golden Griffins. The shot was blocked down.
So shot clock turned off. One more chance for the Griffs. And a half where they haven't shot well, but have taken a ton of free throws.
And for a team that comes in last in a lot of defensive category, they're doing a real good.
Now Canisius, again, is just 2 of 7 from their bread and butter from behind the arc. The defense has been played. The crowd has gotten into it at points. And St. Peter's just has not been able to reclaim a lead since the first couple of minutes of this contest.
Let's see if the Peacocks stay in the 2-3. Yes, they are.
And it's Trey Dinkins up top. 7 seconds. Moultrie. Fritz helps him out. 3 seconds. Fritz at the buzzer. Got it! That'll count. Jaco Fritz rattles it in. And a capper on a quality first half for there. 3-time conference coach of the year.
3-time regular season champion and an NIT bid along the way.
They have some great successes in Staten Island. He's on the other side of the water now.
He's home.
He is, back home in Jersey City, that's right. And looking to spur St. Peter's to another big run in the MAC.
Played at St. Benedict's for Danny Hurley, another Seton Hall legend, currently the head coach at UConn.
Well, it's Canisius' ball to start the second half. And here is Jameer Moultrie at 7 first-half points. St. Peter's holds so far. They go inside for Akpo. 3 to shoot, and a last-second foul by Bland.
I'll tell you, Bland held his ground pretty good right there until And Gopo squared up. Now watch him forearm in the back. I'm surprised they allowed that right there. Good move by the big fella, able to maneuver around. That time, you see Bland comes down with both arms and fouls.
So Bryce Akpo, the junior college transfer from Clarendon in the Texas Panhandle near his hometown, is at the line for two.
Great junior college basketball out there in Texas, as you see. Coach Witherspoon right there.
Yeah, somebody who's coached in the Buffalo area for a long time. He's at the University of Buffalo for many years before getting the Canisius job.
But he started at Erie Community College, a junior college, where he did a fantastic job. So all his ties are in the Buffalo area.
And a Buffalo native, too. Now, St. Peter's ended the first half without scoring for more than 5 minutes. So the drought here is lengthy. Here's Bland around for Dasher. Step back two is short.
So Peacock's got to get in the paint area, whether they go inside or get somebody posting up down there. I think they got to get some higher percentage shots, Dom. Or they got to create some turnovers and get some transition buckets as well.
Around the horn to T.J. Gadsden on the slip for Akpo, who dunks it.
Oh, that's a nice, as we say, UCLA cut right there. Pass and cut to the basket. Great pass inside. Akpo on the dunk, as you can see right here. Good slip to screen. Good UCLA cut. Nice job by the Golden Griffins.
It's an 8-0 run for Canisius, spanning halftime. Rivera inside for Washington, who gets cut off. Well done and defended by Xavier Long. Quick in for Akpo, short, and Washington looked like tipped it out.
And the Golden Griffins retain the basketball. Right now, the momentum seemed like the Golden Griffin came out with a little bit more physicality, a little bit more sense of urgency. And once again, Dom, every time the Peacocks go to that ball screen series, they blitz the ball screen. As you can see, Muhammad Sow checks in the ball game in for Corey Washington.
Again, Canisius playing today without Jordan Henderson, their top scorer. So getting it from other sources like Jameer Moultrie, who's got 10 now.
Nice Iverson cut right there. Able to come up open. He couldn't have got there too late. He was able to knock down the three.
Canisius has its largest lead of the game. First double-digit advantage this afternoon.
And they're on a 7-0 run to start the second half.
Reed forced out top. So goes to the back down. Gets in the lane and missed it. Created a good look, though.
Oh, missed the bunny at the basket right there as Gadsden comes out of his shoe.
This is a 4-on-5 for Canisius with Gadsden, as you mentioned, behind the play. And so he's here. Dasher slips him and lays it in. Oh, sneaky.
Oh, great ball fake right there by Dasher. Able to look off Gadsden. Gadsden, who's been on the fake, able to get in for the easy layup.
And Bashir Mason takes it.
The paint touch, as I mentioned, either you got to get in the paint to score or create scoring opportunities. As you can see, Murray has 4 points. He's 2 for 7 from the floor with the 1 rebound.
And Murray trying to find his footing after suffering an injury last month. They count on him for 12 points a game, and now they'll count on him for some defense. St. Peter's in the press.
Yeah, they're going to try to change the tempo of the game. As you can see, comes up with the steal.
Reed hard to the rim and 2 more points.
And he's among the lead leaders in steals in the conference. He's able to come up with the steal right there. Good job by Bashir Mason going to the press. Here's a team who's averaged close to 15 turnovers a game. They've been doing a good job creating the basketball, but Coach Mason's hoping. Here's another turnover right there in the steal.
Reed with it again and blocked by Gadsden. A thunderous rejection.
Great job by Gadsden, helping to be the secondary defender right there, but great steal by Dasher.
Chance to make it a 2-possession game. Dasher, blow by on the baseline, missed the lay-in, and Gadsden clears.
So you're going to see a very physical basketball game down from this point on. Coach Mason went to a press. He got 2 turnovers, 1 over a steal, both coming off a steal, 1 converted into a basket.
And here is T.J. Gadsden. Mentioned he's back home in New York, in the New York City area, as he has that one kicked away.
And I tell you, the 2-3 zone is giving Golden Griffins a lot of issues in the basketball game.
Gadsden with a great homecoming weekend and trying to cap it with his second win. As Trey Dinkins, who just checked back in, operates the point.
Well, Coach Witherspoon want to try to get a little bit more movement as the Peacocks now out of the 2-3, back into man-to-man.
4 to shoot. Here's Long, spot up 3. It's good! Xavier Long goes into a bag and finds his 7th 3 of the season.
Wow, that's just a tough shot right there. Great defense by the Peacocks, just better offense down.
Now they'll call that a 2 on the court. Long now with 5 points, but Canisius back in front by 10.
As you see, they're icing or blitzing the ball screen, making the Peacocks go east and west. As you see, Murray pulls up for a 3 and knocks it down.
Yeah, that is a 3. Jalen Murray finding it here in the second half.
Right.
Dinkins, it's a 10-second call.
And the press seems to be working down. That's the 3rd turnover since Coach Brashear Mason went to the press.
Excited in Run Baby Run Arena. St. Peter's defense coming to play. And St. Peter's breaks the huddle here with the ball after forcing a 10-second violation. Got to figure Reggie Witherspoon was working through his press break during that timeout.
No doubt about it. That's why he inserted Trey Dinkins into the ball game to try to handle this pressure. But they're going to be seeing it probably for the rest of the ball game here, as we can see another baby there here in Run Baby Run Arena.
It's a family Sunday.
Absolutely.
Run Baby Run Arena.
Absolutely. They'd rather be here than watching NFL football. So great to be here in Jersey City, New Jersey, along the Hudson, here on ESPN+.
Again, 2 teams hungry for victories. St. Peter's 2-4 in the MAC. Canisius 1-4. The winner will be atop the other in the conference standings, just trying to get on a run. That's what St. Peter's is trying to do, as Dasher cleans up his own miss. Almost lost it, but Young keeps it alive.
When we talk about those second chance opportunities, even though they're coming up with the offensive rebound, the Golden Griffins are doing a very good job stopping them from getting those second chance points.
Murray, 4 to shoot. Cross court for Dasher and a 3. It's short. And so tracks it down.
Another offensive rebound for the Peacocks, but they have not been able to cash in like they should. Murray got the mitch back here. Look for him to clear it out.
Step back 3 for Murray. That won't fall either. Tip won't go. Now Sadler's got it, and he missed the layup. 5th try on the possession. Dasher. It's good! From 3.
5th time is a charm, they said. 4 offensive rebounds in that sequence. Able to cash in this time. I mentioned in those Darl dimes, they got to get those second chance points. And they was able to convert right there.
St. Peter's on a 6-0 run. Gadsden fumbles it, but keeps it alive with 8.
Good defense by Cam Young. What they're doing right now, doing a good job keeping them out of the lane.
Moultrie sneaks around Murray, off on a 2, and Fritz has the offensive board.
Again, these are both the best 2 rebounding offensive teams in the MAC conference. So the Peacocks, too, are going to have to be very conscious on their defensive glass to keep the Golden Griffins off the offensive glass.
Gadsden again late shot clock as he slashes to the rim for the layup.
That's a nice move, able to curl down the lane. That time, Peacocks didn't wall up to cut him off from going down the lane. Able to finish with a tough layup, Dom.
TJ Gadsden, a long 6'7", and used it there to attack the glass.
As we mentioned, he led them in scoring in his first start on Friday night in their victory over Manhattan.
Young open in the corner. Off on the 3. And St. Peter's is getting the looks, but not hitting a lot of them.
Yeah, give the Golden Griffin credit. They're forcing us to shoot from the outside. As you mentioned, they come in only shooting 30% from 3, so they got to do something else. 2-pointers count, so they probably got to get to the nail or somewhere around the foul line area, or even inside the 3-point line and take some shots.
Fritz shares with Long. Gadsden, pull up, and connects for three.
Great ball movement right there. Able to catch Gadsden coming around with the handoff. As you see, the Golden Griffin bench is really into the ball game.
TJ Gadsden, for the second straight game, is into double figures with 10. Had no 10-point games before this weekend in his career.
As we mentioned, against Manhattan, he had 16, led him in scoring. Now he's got another double-digit game.
Now Dasher has just not been his day. Tried to step back. He's 4 of 11 shooting this afternoon.
Not only that, the whole Peacocks ball club is struggling to score the basketball.
Canisius building the lead back up. They've got a 3-possession advantage. Now St. Peter's 14 offensive rebounds, and those have led to, of course, second chance opportunities.
Absolutely, but they're only up 10-9 in that category. Got to try to stretch that out a little bit, but give the Peacocks a lot of credit. They're not fouling as much as they did the first half to put the Golden Griffins on the foul line.
The story of this half has been better shooting from Canisius. 5 of 7 out of the second half gates, and they've hit all 3 of their 3-point attempts.
And that's spot on, Dom. Shooting the basketball much better in the second half.
Murray around Gadsden for a tough lay-in.
That's that paint touch right there, Dom. If they can continue to do that, get down the lane, get in there and create some havoc, either to score the basketball or create for someone else to score, they're going to be able to give themselves a chance to win this ball game.
Jalen Murray's got 9 points. And St. Peter's has been hanging around in this game, but just trying to string together a big run. Tough shot for Stavesky. And tracked down by Washington, who starts the break. Reed ahead, laying it in, past all the hands.
And I also mentioned, Dom, they got to get some transition buckets. If they can't score in their half-court set, get some early offense. As you saw right there, Reed getting to the basket and finish.
Latrell Reed with 6 points. George Maslenikoff back in the game. Jenkins, it's an offensive foul.
Great job right there by the Peacocks. Washington able to square him off. This time, not allowing him to get down the lane. Help defense. That's what you want to see for the Peacocks. Right now, the momentum is changing, Dom.
And the freshman Corey Washington is the one who took the charge. You've seen he's latched on to this identity, St. Peter's identity under Bashir Mason, physicality and toughness and those sorts of things.
That's why he's here. That's why he's in the starting lineup. He's an energy player.
Murray got bumped away.
And that's what Murray can do. As I mentioned, he's one of the few players when the Golden Griffins try to ice the ball screen or blitz the ball screen, as we say, he can draw a foul on the defender switching off on him, which is usually a big, as you look at Bashir Mason.
We talked about how it's Alumni Day for the St. Peter's team today, and there are some alums behind us who are making this building loud, trying to exhort their team back in front, trying to get them on a run. Washington wide open for the stop.
Oh, that came from that man, Murray. That time, Murray was able to read the floor, but also what the Peacocks did, Dom, was ISO one side of the floor so that roll man can be open.
And Jenkins breaks the pressure. 1 possession game. Handoff for Stavesky, and Sadler was draped all over him.
Just a little, as my man Walt Frazier said, a little overzealous right there. As you see now, you look at the Golden Griffin bench, you don't see that same enthusiasm because the Peacocks now have beginning to turn the tide a little bit. It's only a 3-point game with 9:47 left in the ball game.
Now, what you've seen over the last couple of minutes is why MAC teams don't like coming to Jersey City for games. It's a tough environment to play in. Maslenikoff stepped on the baseline as he tried to spin in.
Great defense right there by the big fella, Mohamed Sow. Now you see the momentum change a little bit. And it's a 1-possession ball game. Peacocks will either score the basket and be down 1 or have a chance to tie the ball game with a 3.
And Reed will operate this possession.
See, they blitzing the ball screen.
And that's given St. Peter's fits for most of this game. Murray lost it, but it was Fritz who had poked it away.
Fritz did a very good job on the sideline there, Dom, stepping out of bounds and almost forced the turnover on Murray. Great pass. See how they ISO one side of the basketball, which did not allow the Golden Griffin to get any help. Good pass inside. Good finish right there by Washington.
5 to shoot here as Reed gets doubled in for So. Can't hook it in. Washington had it, but Maslenikov clears. Canisius has not scored in more than 3 minutes. Remember, they had an 11-0 run at one point from the end of the first half into the start of the second half.
As my friend Kellogg said, this is a game of spurtability.
Well, it's certainly been the story today. Maslenikov elicits the foul.
And I think this might be on Reed. That is correct. Latrell Reed off the basketball there was negating this man for any type of forward progress.
And so Reed picks up his second.
Dasher checks back in the ball game.
No, pardon me, they'll put that on Mohamed So it's his third.
Okay,
but it is just the third against St. Peter's. Far better than in the first half where Canisius shot 16 free throws.
Yeah, Peacock's committed 12 fouls in the first half.
Open look for Stavesky, and he capitalizes. It's a three.
That's what you don't want to do. You do not allow the MAC leading three-point shooting team it makes on the season open look.
And Stavesky, one of 3 guys on this Canisius team that rank among the conference leaders in threes per game. And you can't give him that opportunity to score as Dasher got held.
No question about it. As you see, Dasher on a nice curl move.
Now they're going to review this.
And you want to see if it was flagrant. He grabbed him. It seemed like he might have grabbed him as he was trailing him. So the emphasis this year in the rules is anytime when the blitz the ball screen, you allow your man to be wide open going to the basket, and Murray found him right there. But as you mentioned, Dom, as you see in the second half, 3-point shooting, 4 for 4 for Canisius, who comes in number 1 in MAC in made per game at close to 10.
As a team, they shoot 34%, and the percentage going back up today. Well, we went to break with the officials reviewing the foul against Devin Williams, holding on Isaiah Dasher. As you can see, we're back to action. So just a common foul. Williams first, and the third against Canisius. And here is Latrell Reed. Hooks it inside for Washington. Another dunk.
Great pass. Reed is another guy. If the ball screener or whoever blitzes the ball screen don't square him off, he's able to go around him. And that created the play. Watch the play right here. People have to rotate. See the rotation right there, Dom? Able to dump in the side right there to Washington for the dunk.
Washington's got 4 points. Latrell Reed doing a little bit of everything again today for St. Peter's. And he defends Stavesky here.
And that's an offensive foul. You saw that call. And all that's predicated on Reed being aggressive on defense, Dom. And if any ball players, any young guys watching defensive play right there, Latrell Reed created that foul by him being aggressive on the ball.
And they'll put that on Jaco Fritz for the screen. And so he picks up his second. And again, the chance for St. Peter's to make this a one-possession game. A St. Peter's team that's played the MAC's best over the first week in the new year and now looking for a win in 2023. Murray, again, forced out by midcourt. Beats them both, and Washington gets dimed up again.
That's what I said you have to do. Murray and Reed, if the ball screens, whoever blitzes the ball screen, they allow these guys to turn the corner. Murray changes speeds very well. Watch this. Draw the defender. There it is, the rotation. The other guy from the weak side on the Golden Griffin didn't rotate to Washington inside. He just stayed on his man on the outside. And Peacocks can continue to do that, Dom. Again, that's that paint touch I was talking about, Dom.
Corey Washington, 6 second-half points, all on dunks.
That's why he's shooting 76% from the floor.
Canisius needing a bucket, and they get it from Jaco Fritz.
Another great ball screen right there. Able to ISO, empty out the weak side, able to rotate that time on the ball screen. No rotation was there by the Peacocks, able to get it in there for the easy layup.
Fritz with 10 points, the third Golden Griffin into double figures.
And what the Peacocks are doing now, Dom, they're really attacking whoever blitzing out the ball screen, but the Golden Griffins is not squaring them off as they used to. But also at the same time, the Peacocks ball handlers are smart. They're slowing down, changing speeds, getting that defender relaxed, and then get around them or picking up the foul.
Yeah, that's one of the major changes from the first half, because Canisius came out with the game plan to ice every ball screen out by midcourt, and it frustrated St. Peter's for the first 20.
Absolutely, Dom. That's a great point. Spot on. They was forcing them to go east and west or forcing them up higher. But now what the Peacocks are doing is changing speeds on it, or the Golden Griffins, who's ever icing the ball screen, is not squaring them off.
A reason why St. Peter's came out cold, but picking it up in this second half. And again, Murray runs it, 6 to shoot. Reed, good look in the shooter's pocket, but it's an air ball. It's too strong.
Great kick right there by Murray. Reed just couldn't knock it down. That would have been a huge basket for the Peacocks. Could have put them within one.
Taj Stavesky. Moultrie.
Referees are really letting them play inside physical.
Stavesky trying to slip Murray. Fritz looking to beat the buzzer again, and this time it's a shot clock violation.
Great defense by the Peacocks right there. They had to play it for all 30 seconds, Dom. And right now, they're not allowing the Golden Griffins not only to get open looks, they're not allowing them to get down the lane as well. Let's see, Gatson checks back in for the Golden Griffins.
And it's Moultrie, Stavesky, and Fritz with 10 points each. Gadsden right behind him with 9. On a day where Jordan Henderson, Canisius' top scorer, is out again with an upper body injury. And it's been a team effort trying to get the Golden Griffins going.
And look for the Peacocks to ISO on this side to clear out the backside.
Now Reed was ISO'd there for a moment. But now for Murray. There's the double. Washington cut off by Fritz. Dasher reels it in, 3 to
on
shoot.
The shot clock.
And he got fouled right as the shot clock expired. Ooh, a bailout.
Well, great move by Dasher. That's what a veteran does, Dom. Had enough presence of mind, look at the shot clock, get down the lane. And lucky for Dasher, he gets called for the foul. He able to draw the foul right there. Gatson making the freshman mistake, reaching in right there.
So the call on the court, again, is a foul, but our officials can double check to see if the foul came before the shot clock ran out. And that's what they'll do here.
It appears that it did not, from my vantage point, Dom. Seemed like it might have been right before the shot. Future Peacocks right there, whether it's a basketball player, cheerleader, or just a regular student.
Now here is the super senior Dasher. And gets that to go in. 13 points for Dasher, and despite it not being his best shooting day at 4 of 11, has still been able to impact the game.
It's not what you do the first 35 minutes. It's what you do the last 5 minutes. And we're approaching that point right now with 5:13 left in the game. It's a one-possession ball game.
14 for Dasher as Taj Stavesky tries to steer Canisius and gets him across the timeline. Good look for Moultrie. He got it from 3.
And great job by breaking the press right there. They got it the middle to Fitz, who was able to find Moultrie wide open for the three-point. Good job by the Golden Griffins.
Moultrie with 13 points. 9 of them off three-pointers. And that's a foul against Canisius, their 7th foul. So St. Peter's is in the bonus now.
And what you want to do, if you're the Golden Griffins, you do not want to commit that foul. But if you're the Peacocks, you're down now. This gives you an opportunity to put some points on the board without the clock moving, which is what you want. If you can take a look there at Coach Witherspoon.
So a foul will go on TJ Gadsden. He's got 3 now. And Dasher right back at the stripe for a 1-and-1.
See some of the crowd here. A lot of alumni here A lot of students here, a lot of fans here.
Daryl's mentioned this earlier today. Dasher, one of the best 10 free throw shooters in the conference, 74%. And a perfect 5 of 5 at the line so far today.
That's who you want at the foul line, the last 5 minutes of the ball game. You want your leader at the foul line. He's a veteran as well.
He missed that one. His first miss of the afternoon.
That's tough right there. That would have made it a one-possession game instead of a 2. But the Peacock's going to stay in this press.
Canisius, even with the redshirt freshman Stevesky running the point, have been pretty successful as of late breaking the pressure. But again, it leads to quick shot clocks. 5 seconds here for Long.
And I don't think they're conscious of it. Tough shot right there.
That's an air ball.
Great defense by the Peacock.
Dasher ahead for Sadler, who lays it in.
Wow, great dime right there by Dasher to Sadler. Sadler running the floor. Now it's a one-possession ball game down with 4 minutes to go. And the Peacocks in their 2-3 matchup zone. Cannot let them get to the soft spot. They're going to try to screen the zone and overload. The Golden Griffins set 2 screens up here.
Some confusion on the play for Canisius, it looked like.
And shot clock.
Long. It's a shot clock violation.
And as I mentioned down, now the Peacocks are forcing those turnovers. And really, it's not what you do the first 35 minutes, it's what you do the last 5 minutes.
Run, baby, run. Arena is roaring. A big 3:30.
Football Sunday as well.
Well, something we have to mention, too, with Canisius still in front, they have been on the wrong end of a lot of close games this season. 7 games of their 14 decided by 4 points or less. They're 1-6 in those games. And so they're used to being in this situation but trying to flip the script.
But here's the thing about them as well. They won 7 on the road this season as well. So all that's coming into play right now. It doesn't matter what you do the first 35 minutes of the ball game. It's what you do the last 5 minutes of the ball game. And right now the momentum is the Peacocks' way.
Murray left open for the lead. It's short, and Fritz clears.
That would have been huge for the Peacocks. Got a nice wide open look. You don't mind him taking that shot. Because as I mentioned, he's second in the MAC in three-point shooting.
Oh, a foul will keep it here as Mohamed Sow was hanging on to Xavier Long.
And I don't know about that call right there. But the referee saw it otherwise. So the Peacocks have not been fouling this half, which has kept them in the ball game.
Moultrie leaning away. He gets it to fall.
Nice. That's a pro move. He's able to lean into his man, create some separation, able to knock it down. That's a great move by Moultrie.
Jameer Moultrie with a game-high 15 points. He has been the veteran that Canisius has needed today.
Yeah, that's something So shouldn't have done. He should have just rolled on the ball screen or just popped out. He came back to set the screen again, and Murray didn't give him time to set it as well. So I blame both guys on that. But So probably would have been wise enough not to come back and set that second screen, especially if the ball handler was being trapped. He should have rolled and created a passing opportunity more so than coming back to screen.
And that foul is Mohamed So's 4th. They'll keep him on the floor. He is their starting big on a St. Peter's team that does not have any veterans in the front court.
And don't forget, started last year, Umar Dehame has even played this season thus far, which is huge for them. I'm sure they could have used that experience as well.
And that gets kicked away, so Canisius will keep it with 20 to shoot.
It's a 2-possession ball game right here. As I mentioned, if Murray would have knocked down that 3, it would have only been a 1-possession ball game.
Stevesky in for Long, creating contact but missed it. And Dasher sprinting ahead. Layup no with the left hand. Now then a foul.
What you don't want to do. That was a big transition bucket right there. But Gatson was coming in, who's a good shot blocker, as well. Dasher just couldn't finish. And this time the Peacocks foul, which does not put the Golden Griffins on the foul line, which is a good thing for the Peacocks right now.
No, St. Peter's next team foul will do that, and that foul is Latrell Reed's second. Stavesky, product of the Spire Institute in his home state of Ohio. Didn't play last year, as we mentioned. This is first-year college ball. And his head coach, Reggie Witherspoon, will take a timeout to give the redshirt freshman a chance to relax from all the pressure he is facing out of the huddle.
Peacocks, you just want to be solid. You just want to play solid here, come down, try to get a quick basket, and try to make it a one-possession ball game. And I would say this defense is serious too. As you can see, that come up with the steal, Don.
Dasher, a big dunk.
And now we have a one-possession ball game, as I mentioned. Come up with a big steal. That's another turnover. That's the 10th in the half by the Golden Griffin, forced them to call another timeout. As you see, Dasher here showing on the video board, knocking it down and slam dunking the basketball home.
Isaiah Dasher.
Shot clock comes into play. You're looking at probably a three-possession ball game left in terms of teams handling the basketball, depending on how quick they take a shot. But as I expected, the Peacocks are pressing up full court.
And they're looking for Stavesky. They find him. Canisius has led for more than 30 minutes in this game, trying to close it out on the road. Backdoor cut. Who touched it last? St. Peter's did. They'll review this.
They'll review this, but it looks like, as you mentioned, the Golden Griffins might touch the basketball. I do so many basketball games with so many different mascots and all that stuff, but look, from my vantage point, but the referee saw it otherwise. As we mentioned, it must be definitive in order to turn it over.
Exactly. And so with that in mind, Canisius keeps it with a 2-point lead, trying to grab one of these close game wins. Moultrie wide open off his screen, but he missed it.
Wow, lucky for the Peacocks right there. Now they got a chance to take the lead or tie the basketball game up.
And St. Peter's will use one of its final two. You did. Only thing you were missing was the towel over your shoulder and a whiteboard in front of you with a marker.
Wow. Let's see here. Well, too bad we don't have it on the board here. We can actually draw it on the screen. Let's see what the Peacocks do here.
And they get it in for Jaden Sadler, who's had a nice game today, 9 points.
And yes, they're going to blitz the ball screen, as I mentioned. So you might see the ISO.
Jalen Murray.
Change speeds.
Now Dasher swerves inside the arc against Gadsden.
Got 8 on the shot clock.
Gets the baseline, blocked. Gadsden and Long. Shot clock resets though, and now they'll stop play.
Let's see
if it hit that.
Well, let's see if it hit the rim on the other side. They accidentally might have reset the shot clock accidentally, but they're going to review it.
Dasher, the ball, and both Long. Wow. So they won't reset the shot clock.
They don't want to set the shot clock, but they don't think it was a shot attempt at all. But it looks like it was a shot attempt to me.
So 4 to shoot. Jaden Sadler looking. Lob's not there for Murray. Dasher, 3. Back rim, no. Fight for the rebound. Moultrie had it, but Sadler emerges with it.
And Moultrie actually pushed a Peacock in the back. Now you got some time. And Murray got to be very set. Watch him blitz the ball screen. Anybody they screen is going to blitz it, and he's got to roll wide open.
7 seconds.
Didn't go right then. You got to go.
Dasher with 3. Bumped, and he's going to get free throws to tie the game.
Oh, that's a veteran move right there, Dom. He's able to draw the contact, and that's what a veteran does. He knew he was in a difficult situation getting the shot off against Gadsden. He was able to create the contact and at the same time getting the shooting motion, Dom. And that's experience right there. Able to draw the contact as he's going up to negate Gadsden getting up and trying to block the shot.
The 2 big free throws for the Jersey City native. And he sinks the first.
Calm and cool, like the other side of the pillow, as my rest in peace Stuart Scott would say.
Isaiah Dasher, St. Peter's first player from Jersey City in 40 years for this program. A chance to tie. And he does. 44 apiece with 41 seconds left. 54 apiece.
Well, tie ball game here. Now the Peacocks have the chance to get the last shot. And don't forget, both these teams are 1 and 2 in the conference on offensive rebounding. So this is going to be vital. Not so much what you do when you take the shot, it's keeping each other off the offensive glass.
Steveski. Reed gets around the screen. Steveski, a floater. No. Long the offensive board. Can't put it back. It's out of bounds, and St. Peter's has it.
As I mentioned, got lucky there. I said Golden Griffins are second in the MAC in offensive rebound. The Peacocks are first, so they have to be conscious. They got very lucky there. Didn't keep them off the offensive glass, but the Golden Griffins couldn't convert. Watch it right here. Watch Steveski get down the lane. Watch nobody box out. You see right there, lucky Xavier Long missed the shot, and the Golden Griffins knocked the ball out of bounds. So the shot clock will be off now, but they're going to check it out over here to see what's happening, to make sure the ball went out of bounds, make sure they got the call correct.
And 6 in games decided by 4 points or less. For St. Peter's, last time they played in overtime, the first round of the NCAA tournament last year when they knocked off the 2-seed Kentucky.
Wow, that says a lot. But again, St. Peter's are 6-1 at home. They're in their domain, and Canisius is 1-7 on the road. So let's see if this holds serve.
Muhammad Sow in the center for St. Peter's, Xavier Long for Canisius, and the Peacocks have it to start the extra stanza.
The referee is smiling at us because he knows this is a great basketball game. They're getting all their calls correct. They've done a fantastic job, this crew.
They've kept hold of a game that was quite physical early. Murray, early 3. No, it won't go. So, on the box out, has it. Slips it for Sadler, and the layup is good.
And again, that's their second chance opportunities I mentioned. The Peacocks, that's their 18th offensive rebound, Dom. Number 18 offensive rebound compared to 7 for Canisius.
And a battle of the top 2 offensive rebounding teams in the conference. The Peacocks with the sizable advantage.
Yes, no contest this afternoon.
Jameer Moultrie on the attack. In for Fritz. Can't hook it in. Now, Canisius, by the way, has gone cold. No points for them in nearly 4 minutes now.
That is spot on, Dom. No points in the last 4 minutes. And subsequently, able the Peacocks to tie this basketball game with a chance to win it in overtime.
Murray, second chance, laying it in.
That's Juju right there. As you see, Dom, he saw the mismatch. He changed speeds, able to get down the lane. That time, the Golden Griffins did not rotate. No resistance. Easy layup. Watch the change of speed by Murray right there. Laying it New York City style.
8-0 run for the Peacocks. Canisius red hot early in this game. Can they get going once again? Moultrie, tough shot. No. The follow tip won't fall from Gadsden, but they'll get a third chance.
Again, the Golden Griffins are very good on the offensive glass. They second in the MAC, 13 a game. So you got to keep these guys off the offensive backboards.
Now again, if you're just joining us, no Jordan Henderson, the super senior for Canisius.
Their leading scorer at 13.5 a game. So the Golden Griffins have actually represented themselves well without their leading scorer this afternoon.
Now beat Manhattan Friday, looking for another today. Moultrie. Oh, it's a wedgie. Missed the 3. It got stuck, but Canisius has the arrow, so they'll keep it.
That's correct. Got a wedgie right there. That time it got stuck in between. Now the next possession is very vital. The arrow is pointing Peacock's way. So it's very conscious that they know that anytime there's a situation you can tie the basketball up, the Peacock should be all over it. As you see, look, Reed checks back in the ball game for Sadler.
And again, Steveski's got it. Oh, that's a foul. That's an easy call.
Easy call. Washington over the back. Xavier. Over the back of Xavier Young right there.
And the bonus status carries over from the second half. So both teams in the bonus. It's a 1-1 here for Xavier Long.
That is correct. And also both teams pick up a timeout in overtime as well. So that's a very good thing to keep in mind if you're both coaches. And for our viewers to know as well. We want to keep you guys engaged in the game as well. As you see, Sadler checks back in. This time for Reed. So it's going to be like an offensive defense here.
One more for Xavier Long, the sophomore from Washington, D.C. And it's good. Those are the first Canisius made free throws since the first half, when they spent the entire half at the line.
And give the Peacocks a lot of credit, Dom. They solved their issue in fouling and didn't put them on the line. And I think that's been the big difference in the ball game, Dom. Allowed them to get this game into overtime and subsequently got them a 2-point lead at this juncture.
Sadler running the point here and shares with Dasher.
Got to be very conscious here. 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Can't slip Gadsden. He tries the three. It's wide right, and so tips it to himself.
And it did not hit the basket. Looks like it did not hit the basket, but from my vantage point, it looked like it didn't hit the basket, but we'll go again. Here we go again. The officials are going to converge, and I'm sure they're going to go over to the monitor unless somebody had a definitive look. As you can see, the crowd right here want to know. They're going to go over and check the monitor. I don't think they're going to have a sense of urgency. Once you get that first win, it becomes contagious. You know, able to come in here, catch the Peacocks are struggling. If they lose this game, that'll be 3 in a row, Dom.
I get it in for Washington, back for Sadler. Goes the length of the court and lays it in with 5 seconds, and St. Peter's will use one of its last 2 timeouts, but still a 5-point game and needing a turnover.
Yeah, not only a turnover, you get a 5-second call, variety of things you can do.
Sort of fumbled it in his hands in the final second.
Not only that, Peacocks get no scoring from certain guys on the floor. It's another 60-point outing thus far. They had 60 against Iona. They struggle from the floor. And currently right now, Dom, they're shooting 35% from the floor, 20 from 3. Dasher got 19, and Murray, the usual suspects, guys, they got their points. But you need, Bland has no production this afternoon. Sadler's come up big off the bench. He gave a great production, but seemed like it might not be enough.
Well, it's in for Moultrie. He gets fouled, and so with 4.6 to go, Jameer Moultrie goes to the line. Doesn't have to make either, but he makes 2. The game's over. Guaranteed.
No doubt about it. If he decides to make one, miss one, to force St. Peter's to get the ball up the court, that's going to end the ball game. Tough break for the Peacocks this afternoon. Get it all the way to overtime, and unfortunately in overtime, couldn't take advantage of those opportunities.
Moultrie, an 83% free throw shooter, and it's a full 2-possession advantage now. A team that had a planned 7-game road trip and then was forced to play away from home for 2 games over the New Year's break because of that blizzard that rolled into the Buffalo area. Their home court was damaged, had to play at Niagara's court.
And boy, was it a couple of blizzards thus far this year up in Buffalo. That free throw might have put the game out of reach.
That did. 3 seconds left, and Canisius on the road at St. Peter's emerges with another road win. It's a clean sweep in the Big Apple area as Canisius in overtime